and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be showing you my November budget. I really enjoy making these videos. They definitely make me reflect on where my money is going, and yeah, I can't wait to get into it. But if you're new to this channel, my name is Yasmine. I'm a single mum in London working as a freelance content creator, and this channel is all about my finances, my budget, and also starting to shift towards minimalism. I have ADHD, so everything I can do to simplify my life is like double the positive impact that it would be if I didn't have ADHD. So yeah, I'm going to start showing you a little bit more about that as well. This video is my November budget, as I said. If that's something that you think you might be interested in seeing, then stay tuned and do hit the subscribe button and the little bell so you get notified when I post further videos, because I show you my budget every single month and also cash stuffings and other parts of my finances as well. Let's get into it. So I have done a bit of pre-planning and looked at what my budget might look like for November, and it's looking pretty tight. For those of you who have followed along for a while, you will know that I have had some up and down months with my income. Still no regrets leaving my day job. It's what's best for me and my family, but there's a little bit of work still to be done to get my finances back in shape. But we will go through the November budget for now. I'll show you where I'm at. We can discuss at the end what I may or may not need to do to improve the situation for this month. So straight away, I am expecting to pay myself £827 through PAYE. I run a limited company, and that's the standard amount that I pay myself every single month. And then for self-employment, which is the same job, it's just that I pay myself separately from my normal pay. I'm going to pay myself another £1,000. Side hustles, I fortunately have, I think, about £150 coming in. I did, oh no, I haven't done it yet. I've got another market research job. So yeah, market research, £150. Interest, I'll get a few pennies, but I'm not counting it. Dividends, not at the moment. Anything I do get in dividends on my shares just gets instantly reinvested, and it's literally pennies at the moment. Sold items, I'm going to put £200, more about that later, but I am going to do a sales challenge throughout November, and I would love it if you guys wanted to join me. I will be getting £145, I think it is, in child benefit, and I will be getting £500 child maintenance. Actually, that should be £600. Let me change that. And then universal credit, I'm not claiming anymore. And expenses, I don't expect to have any expenses for my business out of my personal money this month, because sometimes that does happen. So for my income, we can see over here on my spreadsheet, which is available on Etsy. I'll leave a link below. I am getting a total of £2,922. And you can see here my bills have already pulled through from my bill planner on this spreadsheet at £2,027. So the breakdown is over here. So if we quickly run through, I've got £138 for council tax. My pet insurance is £33. Childcare is £400. Vet membership is £18. That's for like flea treatment and worming and stuff like that. And also like, I think 2 checkups a year. Health insurance is £123. That really feels like an expense that I cannot afford any longer. But for now, I'm in a contract anyway, but yeah, it's a tough one because it gives me so much peace of mind. But anyway, my mortgage is £142. My home insurance is £22. My energy is £100. It's been coming through about 70 or 80 still, so, but I think it's going to go up because we have put the heating on now, or I know it's going to go up. My phone bill is £35. Life insurance is £22. That just covers my mortgage. It's not a proper life insurance, but I do have one of those, but that comes out of my business budget before I pay myself. Internet is £56, and car payment, because I have it on, like, I'm paying for it each month, is £138. So that's all of my bills, adding up to £2,027. So I've got my income and I've got my bills. Let's put some expenses in. So for expenses, I'm expecting food to be around, I'm just going to move this camera a little bit, you won't be able to tell the difference, but then I can see, because I'm talking to you while I'm doing my spreadsheet. So £200 for food. A lot of people ask how that budget can be so low. It's because my children get free school meals. We live in London, and the mayor said that all children of primary school age will get free school meals, and they also attend a childminder 3 evenings a week and eat dinner there. So it's quite a lot of meals that are out of my hands. Also, I don't buy meat, which I think is one of the like really expensive parts of people's budgets. I don't buy cheese because myself and my daughter no longer, but she was allergic to dairy, but I'm allergic to dairy, so I don't buy cheese. And what else don't we buy? Don't buy eggs because I'm allergic to eggs. So quite a lot of the sort of more expensive parts of the food shopping we actually don't buy. I don't drink alcohol, so I never get any like alcohol on our shopping bill, and our non-food stuff is paid for separately. So sometimes I might buy it at the same time, but I always budget for it separately. So they're the kind of things I think that keep my food budget quite low. But I'm happy to make some food videos and stuff to show what we eat and how I shop and stuff if people would like to see it. Plus, I always make sure that I use what I've already got in the cupboards. Eating out. Originally, I had some money in here, but the budget, like I said, is very tight this month, so I moved it down to 0. Transport is 0, won't be needing any. £40 is my regular for petrol. Kids spending, I know I said the budget is tight, but I'm going to put £20 in here because I think it's really unrealistic to try and get through a whole month with no spending money for anyone. My spending money, I have also put 20 in, and then the dog, I usually put some money in, but that's gone down to 0. He doesn't need any food for a good while, so we should be all right. Health, I am not putting anything in again, but that is one I would prefer to put some money into. Gifts is getting 20. I stuffed 40 in my last cash stuffing, which made 60, but then we've had 2 birthday parties since, and I've used £40 from there. So yeah, that's down to 20 now, so I'm just topping it up with another 20. Miscellaneous doesn't need any. We have used a bit of that because I had bought some light bulbs, but it had 25 in, so I'm happy it's still got like 15 in, I think. Kids clubs, I'm going to put 40 in. This is just sort of trying to get a bit ahead because I usually have to pay for a whole term at a time for the kids clubs, so I'm going to be hit with those bills probably at the beginning of January, and it's always quite a lot in one go, so I'm just trying to bulk up the money in there. Cleaner is 240. I might actually speak to her and see if we can skip a week just so that I can save some money. Financially, she might be in a position to be able to do that now. So yeah, we might have a discussion about whether we can do that. Household is 20. Babysitter, I'm not budgeting anything. I'm going to be having to ask for family for favours if I do ever need to go anywhere in November. Self-care, £20. Business is not getting anything. I'm not investing any of my personal money in my business at the moment because I don't have it to invest. Giving, I'm putting 20. The kids like to do we always put stuff in the food bank collection at the supermarket. So yeah, we usually use that for that. And then school is getting nothing because it's got like £60 at the moment, and there's nothing sort of significant coming up. That should be enough to take us to the end of term. And then clothing, I'm putting in 100. Now this seems like it doesn't make sense, but over here I have 200 for selling, and my rule is that if I sell clothes, I put the money that I make from selling back into the clothes budget. I stuffed £160 in clothing recently, and I spent it. So the kids really did need new trainers. So I got some new trainers, got them. They were new, because I actually find it really hard to find the right sort of trainers for my kids in a good enough condition that it's worth buying secondhand. And they really they're heavy on their feet, both of them. But I did manage to find some Nike trainers that they both really love on the Nike website, and I got 20% discount, so they didn't work out that expensive for what they are. But yeah, so the £160 from clothing has gone. Amber had quite a few new bits of clothing because she's grown and because she very much wears dresses in the summer. So when it comes to winter, she actually needs new clothes, whereas Callum wears tracksuits all through the year. So it's less of an issue for him, and he really isn't concerned with clothes. So yeah, he got new trainers, 2 pairs of new trainers, one for school and one for not school. He's a size 7 now, which is the same as me. And she got some clothes and 1 pair of trainers. So my expenses come to £740. You can see over here, left to budget is at -95. So essentially, what I've put in so far is more than I've got coming in. So I've got more going out by £95 than I have coming in. And to be honest with you, I don't even feel like some of these categories are at their optimum. Like realistically, I would like to put £40 for eating out for the month for me and the kids, because because likelihood is there will come a point when we want to eat out, but I've tried to cut it back to as minimal as possible. There is still places that I could cut money out from, but at the moment I'm just sort of putting this in as like a low basic level. And then for savings, for emergency, I'm trying to at least put £50 in every single month. For Amber, I'd like to put 20, because I put £20 every month for both kids for their birthdays. Car insurance, I put that in the wrong one because I wasn't looking. So for Amber, it's 20. Callum's fully funded at 250 already. So whereas I should actually put £20 in for him to start planning for the following year, I'm just taking a little break, and I will just have to catch up. But none of this is ideal. And then car insurance really needs 60 to stay on top of it. It was more than I'd budgeted for this time around. So I just got the car insurance and I had £550 in my sinking fund, I think, and it ended up being £750. So that money came from elsewhere. So yeah, it's not ideal because the prices have gone up. So really I need to be putting £60 for car insurance to one side, ready for this time next year when I renew it. Home maintenance, I would like to put 20 in, because that's for things like, well, it's anything. I own my home, so I am liable for anything that goes wrong, and that can be very costly at any time, especially at this time of year when it's raining a lot, like roof, boiler, like all of these things can go wrong. And yeah, let's just hope they don't. Holiday, we're skipping. Health sinking fund, I'm going to put £100 in there, although I might need to borrow money off of a card. So as you guys know, I am in debt again, but I think I might need to get further into debt because Callum needs some dental work done, and it's not something that the NHS would cover, but it is something that will improve his chances of having less intervention when he's older. So we have a private dentist because we can't have a NHS dentist because there are none available, and I fully trust the private dentist. They're very busy, they're not like desperate for work, but it has been recommended that he has a small brace, and yeah, there's no way that the waiting lists for normal braces for kids where I am is about 2.5 to 3 years. He's already quite well grown, like he's quite big for his age. So in terms of catching certain things whilst he's growing, which would be the optimum for his particular setup of his teeth and the issues that he has, there's no way that would be caught on the NHS, even if we could get a referral into the NHS. So I think the work's going to cost about £1,500. And I'm just looking at borrowing that money from a credit card with a 0% interest in order to be able to pay for that and then worry about it later. Again, not ideal, but I really feel like it's something that will help him. I don't want his confidence to be really affected by his teeth and stuff. So, and then water, £40 I put away every single month in a sinking fund, ready to pay the bill. So that should be getting 40 as well. So now we can see I'm £385 over budget for November. So if I have a look here, the things that I could do. So aside from earning more money, which is my plan, I think that there's some things I can do to get more money in. And I will obviously share all of that like on my socials and stuff. But aside from that, where I could reduce things, I could potentially reduce petrol to £30 because I don't drive the car that much, to be honest, and I don't think we have any like long trips. Obviously kids spending could maybe come down to 10. I think any less than 10 is completely unrealistic, because there will be something at some point that I will need to buy for the kids. My spending £10 for a whole month is not very much, but we could definitely do that. Gifts could wait and not get its 20. I don't know whether we've got any parties coming up, but there is £20 in there at the moment. Kids clubs, really, I need to put in there because otherwise I'm just going to be really stuffed when it does come to pay those bills. As I said, I was thinking about reducing down the cleaner, so we could bring that down to 180. Household, we could just leave it and not buy anything. I think we've got most cleaning products. Self-care could wait. Giving could also wait. Clothing, I could take the £100 that I sell of clothes and not put that back into the clothing budget, so I could take that out. So now we're down to £115 over budget. Obviously, sorry, I keep leaning. I don't know what I did last time because I didn't have to keep going out of shot. So obviously, emergency fund could be brought down to 0. Amber's birthday could wait, it's next summer. Car insurance, I don't feel like I can take that out. Essentially, it's a bill. I save the money and then pay for it all in one go. But for most people, or for a lot of people, they pay for it on a monthly basis. It would be considered a bill. So I wouldn't really want to take that out. Home maintenance, I could take that out. But this is all just like going to cause me problems in the future. When something comes up, I'm going to have to use credit to pay for it. And then health sinking fund, I could bring that down to 75, which would get me to budget. Water, again, is a bill essentially, so I shouldn't really be taking that out of that sinking fund. So they are all the changes that I can make to get myself back to budget. What I personally intend on doing is to try and find more ways of making some short-term money. There are a number of jobs that I've got coming through. So a lot of people ask me, why am I not just getting a job? Why am I continuing to do this line of work that I'm doing? And the truth is, I do actually have a reasonable amount of work coming through. It's just that the nature of the work that I do, it moves around a lot. I've got a couple of campaigns that have been shifted from the summer to now and onwards, and I don't invoice until I've done the work because that's the nature of the role as well, or the job. Like, that's what happens. You do the work, you post it, and then you send the invoice. And then when you send the invoice, obviously that can take usually 30 days, but sometimes longer. So sometimes 60 days and sometimes 45 days. There's a couple of people that I work with that their terms are that long. So the answer is always, I have obviously foresight into what's coming in the future, and I do have money coming in the future that will make things a bit easier and a bit better. My debt is currently under control. So it's all just sort of ticking over. This budget here does include a £250 debt payment, which is there as well. So yeah, things are under control, and I don't feel that it would be appropriate for me to just jump back into a 9-to-5, because me working for myself is working really, really well for my kids and for their mental health. And it's also enabling me a bit of an opportunity to support myself in health and mental health as well. I say a bit of an opportunity too, because I don't feel like I've made massive improvements, which was one of the reasons I gave up my job almost a year ago now. But that is something that I continue to focus on. So for those who ask, why don't I just sort of get a normal 9-to-5 job again? I don't feel, with everything, when I weigh everything up, I still don't feel that's the right thing to do. However, as you can see, things are not always straightforward and easy in terms of finances. But this will be a really interesting month to take you through and give you updates. So I'm hoping to do a weekly update this month to show you exactly where I'm at, because it will be an interesting ride. So now I've just bounced back to all of these numbers as they were, because I'm going to leave my budget like this as £385 over budget. And I will update you on how we're getting on throughout the month of November, how we finish up October, because it might be that we have some carryover from October that makes this month feel and look a little bit easier. But yeah, stay tuned for November. I will keep you updated. I will do weekly updates, because it's going to be an interesting month. And there's one thing I know I am, and that's like resilient and resourceful. So I'm not scared by this. A lot of people would be really, really worried. And I think sometimes when people call me kind of like inspirational and stuff, then maybe that's what it is. It's the fact that this doesn't scare me. It is a challenge to me, and a challenge that I'm prepared to take on. So do subscribe and let's see how it goes together. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.